Hey there teachers, today we're going to look at the app ForScore, how you might like to use it in your studio and some of its key features that are useful for piano teachers. After you've installed the ForScore app from the App Store, you're going to want to import some music straight away. So there are several options for this. You're going to go to the little briefcase kind of icon, and you can go to the store, which is the ForScore store, the services, scan, or templates. So the two you're most likely to want to use are services and scan. Services includes a few different sites where you can import music from. The only one of these that I'm currently using is Musicnotes. So I do wish they had a few more in here, but you can absolutely import music another way, so I'm going to show you that in a second. However, this was a really handy way for me to get my music from Musicnotes into the app right away, no additional steps required, and there's a couple of Jennifer Eklund arrangements that I had in there. The other option is to scan your music. Now, I'm not actually scanning a real piece, but you would just do that, and you're taking a photo, and that's importing it right there. Obviously, a picture of a keyboard isn't going to be any good to us, but if you have some music on hand, you can just scan them in one by one and import it into the app that way. And the final option I want to show you is that if you go to the little note up in the top left-hand corner, you'll see an option to import here, and that's where you can add PDFs you already have of music. So if I had PDFs from other sites and I just load them into my device here, then I'll be able to import them directly there. Simple as that. ForScore is pretty powerful in terms of what it can do and how it can help you read music. So I highly suggest you have this little image on hand in the beginning to get used to where you need to tap on the screen. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but it is absolutely worth it because it means everything is quickly accessible. When you tap in the center, you get the menu here, and when you tap off, you get that, and then side to side goes like that to scroll through. Now, I have my iPad on its side right now. You can also put it tall like that. That's going to depend partially on the size of your iPad and also the size of music that you're comfortable reading. I can read that just fine like that, but it is a little bit more comfy this way around, and I just need to tap an extra time to do it that way. So that's probably what I would choose for this particular piece. This is Let It Go from Frozen, of course downloaded for a student, as you might have expected. Now, within that, I can do my reading, I can read the music, and I can also annotate there. So this is probably the number one feature that we would use for this as piano teachers, because it's great to have the music up on screen, especially in an online lesson, and to be able to annotate it and the student to see what we're doing. And the annotation features in this are really, really powerful. So if you tap the little pencil icon, this is what you'll get here. Now I currently have it on the highlighter, which I can do this. Beautiful, isn't it? So if I wanted to go through the chords in something, or any other feature that I wanted to highlight, this is a great option. Just going to undo that there to get rid of it. You can change the color of any of these by just scrolling through the hues here, make it nice and colorful and fun, and you can change the saturation as well. So if you thought that was a little bit too strong, then you can change it like that. Just undo those beautiful ones. Then you've got different markers here, different widths. And you've also got this guy here, which makes a sort of curvy line, good for phrase lines and stuff like that. Obviously, I wouldn't want all that stuff all over my score, so I can easily get rid of it there. And then just click done. You also have a little eraser there, so if I go back in, you'll see that I can just erase that previous dot that I had on the page there. And lots of things to explore. You can type in there, you can do all sorts of notation. So that's really handy, and one of the best reasons really to get ForScore versus another app is all of those annotation features. It doesn't end there though. There are a few fancier features that you might want to get into inside ForScore. So if they're not showing up for you, it's because you've scrolled across at the top here. So when you tap in the center, see this top menu bar, and then there's a little arrow to scroll across there. That's where the annotation is, and you can also do various other things there as well. So this is a lead feature, a queue feature, so that if you have another person using ForScore at the same time, they can follow your lead by the app, following where you are on the page in terms of page turns, program changes, all of that kind of fancy stuff there. That would be great for bands, working with a duet partner, or in particular if you have multiple pianos and you want to follow across. You could also use it for students, of course, and having them follow where you are in a big piano lab, but again, that's a fancier option for those of you who want to get into that. Then we have a little microphone symbol up here, and that is for recording. You'll need to allow the app to access your microphone the first time you open it, and then you'll see this little symbol and it'll be recording what you're playing there. Tap it again to stop, and you can save the recording then or delete it. So that's great for while you're practicing. You just record it right within the app and you can play it back and see how you're sounding. If you find that there's some features you're always using and others you want to move away from you, then you can drag these around. So if you want, say, the annotate feature to be on the first page instead of scrolling across with the arrows, you can put that there. You can change two-page mode to be down here if you never use that one, etc., etc. We of course also have a metronome baked into the app here, and I like that it has this tap feature, so you can say that this is the speed you want to go. Right, so that's 70 that I was tapping at there. So that's a great little handy feature for picking out a metronome mark, and you can also slide it around, up and down, change all the usual metronome settings there. I hope you enjoyed that whistle-stop tour of the app ForScore and that you'll check it out. I found it to be my favorite one for reading music on the iPad. I hope you enjoy it, and let me know if you've any questions in the comments below.